I remember once in high school, it was in science class where I had a great high school science teacher, would often give us time at the end of each class to just fuck around on YouTube and watch videos of whatever, show him things that we thought were funny, and he was sharing the laughs with us, and it was nice. One of my more fond pseudo extracurricular memories of that time. But anyways, there was one day, it was myself and several others who were sat around watching this video, and you may have seen it, very old video. So we're going back about 13, 14 years at this point. There is a person filming another man who seems to be at the top of some very tall structure. It's easily a 50-foot, some sort of, I don't know, it could be a lighthouse. I don't exactly remember what it was. I do remember that the shaft leading up to the top was a dark gray concrete type of monolith. But anyways, it shows that, and then it has the view panned up to eventually watch this man fall from the top or jump, I don't know. But he comes down, and I mean, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a horribly grainy video. Guy comes down, cameraman is catching the full descent. The guy falls onto the ground flattened, but gets right back up a moment later and slowly walks towards the camera, almost menacingly, it seems. And you watch the fall, and it's easily identifiable as one of those early special effects that are used in movies quite often around that time, where you see the fall. It looks fake because the person, there's a shift in how it all looks. It's perfect. The subject that falls is perfectly followed from the beginning of the descent to the landing on the floor. There's a shift. It's not subtle in being able to catch whether or not it's real or fake, but it's subtle in the sense of trying to pinpoint what that texture shift kind of looks like of the subject and the outsides of what's being focused on. But if you see it, you know. I mean, most people would just know. Most telling thing is like the guy just instantaneously gets back onto his feet, unblemished, unscathed, and walks towards the camera without a single limp or a scratch on him. And I was like, that's ridiculously fake. I mean, I don't know if I said it just like that, but then someone else was watching the video, wasn't sure. And they responded saying, I don't know, man, it's like some people, they just have like incredible, incredible superhuman-like bodies and can just, do that. And I was as stunned by that kid's response as he was by the video that he just watched, walking away with the impression that it was real. And I don't know for sure he thought it was real, but he definitely wasn't. He expressed by his own admission that he couldn't be sure one way or the other. And that's a tough thing to argue against, in the sense of trying to convince this person of something that is just beyond the physical capability of really any human being. You just, you watch the descent, it's entirely too quick, too fast. There is that strange texture shift of an effect placed on that moment that allows it to seem like someone actually fell from this height. And I only mention that to say that the same thing is almost happening in the reverse direction with AI videos, and well, regular videos too, authentic videos that people can't be sure one way or the other whether they're AI or not. And it's not to say that AI isn't getting better, because it is, but it's not yet at the point, I don't think, that it's completely indiscernible from something that was authentically filmed and unaltered. There's, for years, you look at the state of a culture, of a society's culture, and I can only speak to American culture, the United States, whatever the culture is supposed to be, but there's a shamelessness for flaunting one's naivety. There's a shamelessness in binary thought, whereas everything else under the sun, seemingly there's just a spectrum that's accepted, but the opinion is one or the other. You can't be of a thoughtful perspective that wanders in the gray area, that dares to do that. It's not accepted. You're either on this side or the other, and it's created a sort of tribalistic teamship. And that's with everything. It's like with politics, with pop culture, with opinions regarding pop culture events, socioeconomic events. And the people that are generally speculative on a broad list of things are not as well regarded as they seem to have been used to. People want to die on hills. They want to die on the hill of it's this and nothing else. It's that and nothing else. But over the years, going back to my point about a culture that discourages critical thought more and more, and you have these tepid imaginations, these dead-end thinkers that are not only willing to die on a hill of saying it's one way or the other, but angrily defending it, not giving consideration, no room within their perspective for anything else to penetrate. And I think it's frightening to see that people aren't allowing themselves to perspectives outside their own, introspection. Self-awareness is at an all-time deficit. And you see that, the lack of self-awareness and what people are proud of filming and in a rush to put out onto the internet. People filming themselves doing the wrong thing, but maintain from when they're filming the content to when they upload it that they're in the right. It's the frailty of the Western mind ensnares itself in so many different pitfalls. And AI is just at it's the new frontier of that. So many Reddit posts I've seen on AI slop subreddits asking others, is this real? This doesn't, I've never seen someone's hand move that way. A specific example is a post I saw where this woman, she was, interacting playfully with whatever it was, niece, nephew, her own kid, I don't know. Just playing on the pretend telephone, and her hand reaches out for the phone, which is just a little plastic piece that comes off. It's not on a cord or anything. But her hand does it in a frantic, panicked way, but it's clearly done playfully, done to act out a sense of playfulness and urgency for the sake of pretending with the child, just to make it laugh. And I saw someone posted this video and was asking everybody else, is this AI? I've never seen, why did her hand move that way towards the phone before picking it up? And I think that's when skepticism begins to take a dive off a cliff into redundancy that is at the detriment of the person, the skeptic themselves. It shouldn't be this soon, if you ask me, that it should be so difficult to discern what is AI and what isn't. AI is not perfect yet. It is getting there. I don't doubt it will get to that point. But people are falling for the wrong thing. They're being fooled by their own lack of just identifying nuances of certain moments. There is healthy skepticism, and then there's overanalyzing. Overanalyzing to the point that you can't be sure of something that is just a little, it shouldn't even bear the need of critical thought. Something that is just a piece of footage from reality. And it's frustrating when people go to a length such as, oh, well, this must be AI because this would never move that way. And it's like, well, where your expertise lie? Perhaps you've never seen something go, I for one don't think at this point that there has been any outstanding and terribly useful applications for AI, other than perhaps automating item descriptions for eBay listings, especially if you're like a high volume seller. But the garbage that is spat from the bile of technology. This has been a gradual thing. The people have been gradually just, I feel dumb is too harsh, but just dull-minded, quick to insult a perspective that's outside of theirs before interacting with it in good health and good faith. This has been a thing long before AI ever came into frame. I do believe AI is quite the danger to many facets of society, but it's only fueled by how far fallen the Western mind has been conditioned to think, has been conditioned to just smell the roses, in a sense. Because everybody lives on a team in a binary world where every other characteristic of oneself lasts on a spectrum, an infinitude of aspects, superficial, biological, or otherwise. One's opinion on a matter that involves a spectrum, but the opinion itself excludes the consideration of that spectrum, it's more and more cemented and unable to be swayed. Not even necessarily swayed, but just no one wants to put themselves in the position conversationally where, okay, let me truly believe as you do for a moment for the sake of understanding you. People don't want to do that because it's, what do they see it as? Conceding defeat to a different path of thought. The other person wins. This is the thing. Everybody just wants to win something. You want to win something over someone else. You want to win something over whoever. Likely a person that you don't know, will never know, and don't even have the desire to know. So it's not so much that AI is becoming more and more advanced, which it is, but the way people have been, the way fresher generations are being conditioned to think about and analyze their world, either doing it too much or too little. There's an imbalance, and the imbalance doesn't account for the spectrum of the different directions a conversation can go. That's it. Thanks for watching.